Here is your rephrased high CTR, engaging version under 1,500 words, with CTA at the end for your love lies and reality. Source script used. You know what really breaks someone's ego? It's not your anger. It's not your long paragraphs. It's not you trying to prove how much they hurt you. It's your silence, that cold, calm silence that says, I'm done and I don't need to explain myself anymore. Because most people are ready for your reaction. They expect the begging. They expect the emotional text. They expect you to come back, check on them, stalk their posts, ask for closure, or prove your worth one last time. But when you give them nothing, no message, no reaction, no explanation, something inside them starts to panic, because your silence does what your words never could. It makes them feel the loss. And today I'm going to show you what really happens when you stop chasing, stop explaining, and choose silence, not to punish them, but to protect your peace. Let's get into it. The first thing that happens is this. When you pull back, their illusion shatters. They had a version of you in their mind, someone who would always forgive, someone who would always answer, someone who would always care enough to keep trying even after being disrespected. They thought no matter how far they pushed you, you would still be there. But the moment you disappear without drama, that version of you dies, and that's what shakes them, because they were not just attached to you, they were attached to the control they had over you. They were used to knowing that one little message, one fake apology, one small sign of attention could pull you back in. But now, nothing. No chasing, no checking, no emotional reaction, just silence. And that silence destroys the illusion that they could treat you however they wanted and still have access to you. You didn't just walk away. You broke the story they told themselves about your weakness. Second, they feel the shift before they ever admit it. They may act normal. They may post louder. They may pretend they're happy. They may even act like your silence means nothing. But deep down, they feel it. They feel it when their phone doesn't light up with your name. They feel it when you stop watching their stories. They feel it when they say something indirectly online, hoping you'll react, and you don't. That's when the silence starts getting loud, because they expected you to break first. They expected you to miss them so badly that you'd forget your self-respect. But when you don't, their confidence starts turning into confusion. They start wondering, did they really move on? Are they done for good? Why aren't they reacting? And the worst part for them is this. They can't ask those questions without exposing that they still care. So they stay quiet too. But their silence is not peace. Their silence is panic wearing a mask. Third, your stillness becomes their storm. Most people want a reaction because reaction gives them reassurance. Even if you're angry, they still know they matter. Even if you're hurt, they still know they can affect you. Even if you send a long message, they still know they have power over your emotions. But when you become still, they lose that reassurance. You stop feeding the drama. You stop defending yourself. You stop trying to make them understand what they already knew they were doing. And that's when their mind becomes the battlefield, because now they have no access to your emotions. They don't know if you're hurt. They don't know if you miss them. They don't know if you even care anymore. And not knowing drives them crazy. Your silence becomes a mirror. And for the first time, they are forced to sit with their own behavior. No argument, no blame, no emotional breakdown. Just the uncomfortable truth that you finally chose yourself. Fourth, time starts working against them. At first, they may feel powerful. They may think they'll come back. They may even enjoy the silence because they assume it's temporary. But then one day passes, then 3 days, then a week, then longer, and suddenly the silence feels different. It no longer feels like a pause. It feels like distance, and distance changes everything. Because every day you don't reach out becomes proof that you're serious. Every hour you don't explain yourself becomes a message they can't ignore. The door they thought would always stay half open begins to close. And the more time passes, the more they realize you are not playing. You are not waiting. You are not sitting around hoping they choose you. You are choosing peace. And time is ruthless because it exposes what people try to hide. It turns ego into regret. It turns confidence into doubt. It turns they'll be back into maybe I lost them. Fifth, you become unreachable, not just unavailable. There is a big difference. Unavailable means you're not responding right now. Unreachable means your energy is gone. Unavailable means they might still have a chance. Unreachable means the version of you they had access to no longer exists. And that's when it hits them the hardest. Because now you are not just avoiding them. You are outgrowing them. You are healing. You are becoming someone they no longer know how to reach emotionally. They can text you, but they can't pull you back. They can watch you, but they can't feel close to you. They can miss you, but they can't access the version of you that once cared too much. And that is terrifying to someone who thought they had permanent access to your heart. Because when a person becomes unreachable, they become powerful. They are no longer moved by apologies without change. They are no longer impressed by attention after disrespect. They are no longer available for the same cycle that broke them. Sixth, you flip the entire story without saying a word. They thought they were the one in control. They thought you were the one who would suffer. They thought walking away from you would make them feel powerful. But your silence flips everything, because now you are not the one begging. You are not the one explaining. You are not the one trying to be chosen. You simply remove yourself. No revenge, no performance, no emotional explosion, just quiet self-respect. And that kind of exit is unforgettable because people know how to handle drama. They know how to handle arguments. They know how to handle someone crying, chasing, and pleading, but they don't know how to handle someone who walks away with dignity. That makes them question their own value. That makes them wonder why their usual tricks didn't work. That makes them realize you were not weak. You were just patient. And when your patience ended, so did their access. Seventh, your glow up becomes their gut punch. Because silence is not just about disappearing. It's about rebuilding. It's about becoming stronger without announcing it. It's about healing in private and letting the results speak publicly. One day they will see you again. Maybe online. Maybe through someone else. Maybe in real life. And they'll notice something different. Your energy, your confidence, your calm, your focus, your peace. And that moment will hit them harder than any message you could have sent. Because they expected you to break. They expected you to stay stuck. They expected you to keep carrying the pain while they moved on. But instead you transformed. You became better, sharper, calmer, more attractive, more grounded. And nothing bruises someone's ego like realizing the person they underestimated became stronger without them. That is the glow up they never saw coming. And eighth, you become the lesson they were not ready to learn. At some point, the truth catches up. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually they will realize they lost someone real, someone who cared, someone who tried, someone who gave chances they didn't deserve. And that lesson will not come from your words. It will come from your absence. Your silence becomes the teacher. Your peace becomes the proof. Your distance becomes the consequence. They may try to distract themselves. They may try to replace you. They may pretend you didn't matter. But deep down they will compare, and that comparison will hurt. Because not everyone loves with depth. Not everyone stays loyal when things get hard. Not everyone gives genuine energy. And when they realize that, your absence will become louder than your presence ever was. So if you are sitting in silence right now, wondering if it's working, trust me, it is. You may not see it. They may never admit it, but they feel it. They feel the shift. They feel the loss. They feel the space where your energy used to be. And by the time they finally understand what they lost, you will be too healed, too focused, and too evolved to go back to the version of yourself that begged to be valued. So don't break your silence just to prove a point. Let your peace prove it for you. Drop this in the comments. My silence speaks for me. And if this message hit you, subscribe to Love, Lies, and Reality for more deep truths about silence, self-respect, attraction, and emotional power. Because sometimes the strongest move is not chasing harder. Sometimes the strongest move is doing absolutely nothing and letting your absence shake them to their core,